Hey everyone, if you're new here, I'm Raksha and welcome to Greens and Pines. In today's video, I have 3 meal ideas for lunch or dinner. Now, all of these bowls are incredibly delicious and wholesome. Now, if you don't have any particular ingredient, just feel free to skip to or just substitute it with any other thing that you have on hand or with something that you enjoy better. Now, these bowls are extremely versatile, so you can never go wrong with them. Anyway, the full breakdown to all of these recipes can be found on the blog, and the link to that can be found in the description. But for now, let's dive in.
First, we're making a golden tofu spinach bowl with spicy peanut sauce. To a pot, add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a glass of water. Cut a block of tofu into cubes and add it into the salt water. Tofu is an alternative for paneer and it's made from soy. You can find it in your local supermarket. Now cook for 4 minutes in salt water. While that's cooking, let's make the peanut dressing, which we are using it as a marinade for tofu as well. To a bowl, add 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of diced garlic, 1/4 cup of Szechuan sauce. I used a homemade version. You can add sriracha hot sauce or any other sauce that you have on hand. Add 25 ml of lemon juice and half a glass of water. Sprinkle some dried rosemary. This is optional but highly recommended. Mix everything well and add water in between to get the consistency that you like. Now drain the water from tofu and add them to the dressing. Coat them entirely and let it marinate for 20 to 30 minutes. To make the carrot pickle, dice 1 carrot into thin matchsticks and add 150 ml of vinegar. Submerge the carrots entirely and let it soak with the tofu for a while. Wash up some fresh spinach, chop roughly and put them in a bowl. Do the same with the spring onions as well. I understand a lot of people are not a big fan of this. You can leave it out if you want to. This is about 5 cups of spinach and 2 cups of spring onions. Bring a pan to heat and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of diced garlic, saute until brown, and add the spring onions. Saute for a bit again. And finally, add spinach and saute until it softens to your liking and transfer it to a different bowl. After rinsing and removing the edges of green beans, cut them into 1/2 inch long, add them into a pot with water and cook it for 5 to 6 minutes. By doing this, the beans taste better in the stir fry. To the same pan, add 1 tablespoon of diced chilies and garlic. Add in the cooked beans, which is about 1 cup, and then add 1/4 cup of cooked horse gram. Mix them up. Now let's spice things up. Add 1/4 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala powder. A little tip about these spices: when they are roasted for up to a minute or two when the pan is on heat, they tend to release their fragrance and flavors better. To this, add 1 teaspoon of Szechuan sauce and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Mix them up. Add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Saute for 3 minutes and transfer it to a different bowl. Again to the same pan, add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Scoop out the tofu from the dressing. Roast each side until golden brown. This whole process should take about 7 to 8 minutes. Cook up some brown rice or any other grain that you enjoy. Transfer the dressing to the bowl with some roasted sesame seeds. You can add some roasted sesame seeds or sunflower seeds to the bean stir fry as well for that bit of crunch, and that is completely optional. Now it's time for assembly. Scoop some of the brown rice into the bowl, then the whittled garlic spinach, next the crispy golden tofu, and then the bean stir fry, and in the end some pickled carrots. Garnish it with some spring onions or roasted sesame seeds. You can then drizzle a generous amount of the spicy peanut sauce we made. This bowl is so filling and nutritious. I honestly can't wait for you guys to try it. Next, we're making some mushroom roasted quinoa bowl with some chickpea dressing. To begin with, dice up 1 small cucumber and add it to 100 ml of vinegar in a bowl and let it sit while we do the rest of the cooking. Open up some peas from the pod. A tip here though, try to purchase peas in some good quantities whenever possible or whenever it's available for lesser cost. You can store them in the freezer for months and use it whenever rather than buying them when they are expensive and skipping out on them entirely. Cut out half of broccoli head and add it to the peas and the water in the bowl. Cook them for 4 to 5 minutes, or you can even steam or microwave them too. When that's cooking away, let's make the dressing. Into a blender, add 1 cup of cooked chickpea, 7 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin powder, half teaspoon of chili powder and 25 ml of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 4 to 5 tablespoons of water. Blend until smooth consistency. Transfer to a storage jar and add some extra water to bring it to the desired consistency that you like. So now we have the chickpea dressing ready. Add 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil to a pan on heat. Then some whole mustard seeds. Add 1 tablespoon of diced garlic, 1 tablespoon of diced chilies, 1 diced onion. Saute until golden brown. To make the mushroom fry, you can add a splash of water to maintain the temperature of the pan. To this, add 1/4 teaspoon of each turmeric powder, cinnamon powder, garam masala powder and cumin powder. Saute for a minute. Add half cup of diced button mushroom, half cup of cooked peas from before. Mix them up and add 1 teaspoon of salt. Saute until the mushroom softens. To this, add half cup of fresh mint leaves and half cup of capsicum. Saute until the mint leaves have reduced in size. I have to warn you, the kitchen is going to smell incredibly good. And yes, you definitely don't want to overcook the capsicum as it can provide that crunch in the fry. Next, we're making some roasted potatoes. This is entirely optional, but it definitely complements the bowl. So let's begin this with slicing up a potato thinly into coins. Transfer that to a bowl. Add around 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pizza seasoning. Get in there with your clean hands and coat everything together. Now heat the pan with some oil and roast the slices on both sides until golden brown. Transfer out to a plate. It's time to assemble. Serve some cooked quinoa into a plate or a bowl. Arrange the roasted potato slices. Scoop out some mushroom fry from the pan. Add in the pickled cucumber and the cooked broccoli. Serve the chickpea dressing on the side. I make this bowl for lunch at least 3 times in a week. It's super easy and tasty. If you happen to try this one, do let me know how it went in the comment section or tag me on Instagram with a picture of your bowl. The last recipe for this video is the bean chili bowl with cashew lime dressing. Chop up a small chunk of red cabbage. You can even use a normal cabbage, but in my opinion, this just looks so vibrant. Anyway, back to the recipe. Add this to a bowl with 150 ml of vinegar and let it sit for a while. Now use around 3/4 cup of kidney beans in a bowl and add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes. Mix well and keep it aside. To make the dressing, add 1 cup of raw cashews in a blender with a splash of boiling water. Then add 25 ml of lemon juice, half teaspoon of salt and half teaspoon of pepper. Blend until smooth. Place a mint leaf on it, honestly just for presentation purposes. The last thing involves a bit of chopping. So get ready to dice 1 medium onion, 1 tablespoon of chopped chilies, 1 medium-sized tomato, half of a capsicum, 4 to 5 green olives. To this, add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. Mix it all up. To assemble this bowl, scoop a bit of white rice, then goes our veggies, pickled cabbage, the beans, a generous amount of the cashew lime dressing, and a sprinkle of chili flakes. Doesn't this bowl look so vibrant? If you want to make this extra fancy, pour the vinegar left from the pickled cabbage onto the cream and this gives such a beautiful pink color. You can serve it like this when the guests come over. Or if you're like me who loves to make food look pretty, then go ahead. Just so you know, doing this doesn't alter the taste of the cream.
Now, do I have to make all of these recipes that are shown in the video with exact same ingredients? No, not at all. As I said before, these bowls are extremely flexible. So just throw in some veggies or some leftover rice or quinoa and choose one of these dressings and batch make them and store them away for 4 to 5 days in the fridge. And again, it's best for meal prep. Anyway, if you enjoyed these ideas, do make sure you give it a thumbs up. It always means a lot. It just shows that you support this channel, and I will see you in the next video.